Our movie kicks off with the Emperor of the Chinese Kingdom handing over the legendary dragon spear to Detective Renji. He's earned it, proving himself worthy of the spear's destructive power, and the Emperor wants him to use it to protect the kingdom from evil. But the Queen? Yeah, she's not thrilled. Later on, she storms into the Emperor's room and warns him that Renji could easily turn that power against them. She insists he needs to take the spear back. The Emperor disagrees, saying Renji is the most deserving man in the entire kingdom to hold the dragon spear. The Queen stays quiet after that, but you can tell she's not letting this go. That night, she secretly meets a guy named Yuchi and gives him a mission: get the spear back from Detective Renji. Yuchi is shocked. He tells her that if Renji loses the spear, he and his whole family will be executed. But the Queen promises the Emperor won't punish him. She just wants the spear returned to the kingdom. Even though Yuchi is Renji's close friend, he has no choice but to follow the Queen's orders. And because this mission is no joke, the Queen summons a squad of hardcore desert warriors from outside the kingdom. She commands them to show Yuchi their strength. Yuchi isn't happy about outsiders being involved in such a dangerous mission, but the Queen explains that Renji is so powerful and smart, no one could take the spear from him alone. That's why she brought him back up. They'll follow Yuchi's lead completely. While they're talking, a girl steps out from the Queen's shadow. Her name's Moon. Yuchi instantly jumps into action, showing off his slick moves, and we find out she's one of the desert warriors. The next day, Yuchi sends a team to destroy the home of the kingdom's royal painter, Rang. Renji is, of course, the one called to investigate. As soon as he arrives, he mentally recreates the crime scene and figures out it wasn't just vandalism, it was a heist. Someone stole royal artifacts. Meanwhile, Yuchi secretly sends 2 desert warriors to break into Renji's home and steal the spear. They sneak in with insane skill and start tearing the place apart looking for it. Back at the painter's house, one of Renji's teammates is following footprints and discovers the missing painting hidden under a table. That's when Renji realizes this wasn't a robbery. It was a setup. Just as one of his men reaches for the painting, Renji tries to stop him, but it's too late. The guy's hand is instantly poisoned. The painter Rang also collapses after being exposed to a toxic gas. His body starts to twist and swell before he loses consciousness. Renji is stunned, and as he looks around, he spots someone up on the roof. He quickly changes out of his poisoned clothes and chases after the smoke with his team. They catch someone disguised as a girl. It's one of the desert warriors. They take him down, but then a sorcerer throws toxic bombs and launches into a wild battle with Renji. This is where we really see Renji's legendary power. He paralyzes the sorcerer with one strike. The sorcerer barely manages to escape using his magic. Renji follows him and almost catches him, but the guy vanishes right in front of him. While Renji's searching, he notices a strange decorated vase moving. He orders the sorcerer to show himself, but the vase suddenly releases toxic gas that fills the room. Renji and his team barely escape. Meanwhile, Yuchi tells the desert squad to retreat. They went too far. Trying to poison Renji inside the kingdom is strictly forbidden. But here's the thing. The 4 desert warriors never planned to follow Yuchi's orders. Their real mission is to kill Renji, no matter what. On the other side, we see Moon and the fire sorceress breaking into the room where the dragon spear is kept. But as soon as Moon grabs it, it's a trap. Alarms blare, and they realize the guards are coming. They try to escape but fall into another trap. Just before the guards storm in, they burn the trap with magic and barely make it out. The next day, they meet with the Queen, who can't stop laughing at how dumb their plan was. She decides she'll take care of retrieving the spear herself. The desert warriors tell her they're at her service and blame their failure on Yuchi's leadership. Later that night, we see the Queen with Yuchi heading to a secret prison deep inside the kingdom. There, she meets a prisoner with a disfigured face. Yuchi explains that this guy used to lead a rebellion in the kingdom before the Emperor crushed it, destroyed his life, and locked him away. Turns out, this prisoner is the one who convinced the Queen to go after Renji in the first place. He's also the one who recommended the desert warriors to help her get the spear. Since stealing the spear didn't work, the Queen asks him for another plan. He tells her there's only one way left: frame Renji for murder. That way, the Emperor himself will have to take the spear away. The next day, we see Renji training in front of his team. Then he calls Yuchi to his house for something important. Once they're alone, Renji tells him straight up, he knows the Queen is behind everything that happened yesterday. He just doesn't get why she's doing it. Yuchi, at that moment, is sweating bullets. Renji is his lifelong friend. If Renji finds out Yuchi was ordered to kill him, but Renji, he's not worried about all that. He tells Yuchi he has a bad feeling a huge disaster is coming to the kingdom soon, and they need to be ready. Meanwhile, the sorceress Moon is watching one of Renji's assistants in the market. She notices something strange. When he looks at a painting, someone nearby falls into a kind of hypnotic sleep. She's really confused by this. Suddenly, Someone approaches the assistant, gives him a pen, and snaps him out of it. The assistant quickly leaves, and we find out that Detective Renji knows this person is in danger and needs to escape immediately. At the same time, Moon is spying to figure out who this mysterious person is, but he disappears. Then she spots a stranger, one of those masked desert warriors, watching her. Luckily, she manages to slip away. Elsewhere, a strange man is talking to his men, also desert warriors. He says it's their time to rule the Chinese kingdom. We learn this man is the leader of the rebellion the emperor locked up. But with his magic, he's controlling the queen. He made her visit Renji's office, even though she knew Renji wasn't there. Renji's assistants tell the queen that he left the kingdom on a family trip and has already returned. The queen takes advantage of this and shows them a fake dragon spear, claiming Renji lost the real one. So she decides to remove him from his position. One of Renji's assistants overhears all this but also notices Moon watching him. He doesn't know she's a powerful sorceress, but he decides to run. He tricks her and rushes to Renji's secret hideout to report everything. But Renji isn't worried. He expected all this to happen. He shows his assistant a picture with the same symbol the assistant saw in the market when that person was hypnotized. They figure out the symbol belongs to the most dangerous fighters from India. These fighters use magic to put people into a trance and control their minds. The previous emperor knew who was behind all this, but let it slide to keep his rule safe. The current emperor, however, saw these fighters as a threat, wiped them out, and locked their leader in prison. Turns out, that leader is the same man controlling the queen and giving her orders. His plan to steal the dragon spear? It was all to take over the kingdom and become the emperor himself. Surprisingly, Renji already knew about these fighters and their revenge plan after their leader got locked up. He asks his assistant if he's noticed anything strange lately. The assistant tells him about the girl spying on him. Renji tells him to get close to her. She's the only one who can reveal the truth about the desert fighters. As the assistant leaves, he runs into that girl in the bathroom. He's caught off guard and laughs it off when he sees some of his fellow assistants nearby. We realize he's actually attracted to her, but is scared of her dark magic ruining him. Meanwhile, Yuchi is thinking hard about Renji's words and manages to crack the mystery. Without wasting time, he rushes to the Four Dragons Temple and finds the dragon spear hidden inside a statue. He's shocked the spear is hidden in such a place. Suddenly, a sorcerer attacks him, trying to kill him and steal the spear. They have a fierce battle, using all their combat skills, and end up destroying the whole temple. Yuchi uses the spear's power to defend himself. To his surprise, one strike destroys the sorcerer's weapons and defeats him. Shocked by the spear's terrifying power, Yuchi decides to take it straight to the queen. But when he reaches the palace, he's scared the queen won't keep her promise and will kill Renji once she gets the spear back. To make things worse, Yuchi finds out one of the desert warriors has taken Renji's place as detective. The queen appears and tells Yuchi that the sorcerer Taiyan will be crowned the kingdom's advisor today. Yuchi is shocked and tells her that position is very important and can't be held by a stranger from the desert. The queen just shrugs it off, telling him to keep Taiyan in line and follow her orders, letting the new advisor do his job. She then takes him to the emperor to show off Taiyan's skills. Taiyan summons 2 extra arms from his body and creates a massive storm inside the palace. The fire sorceress summons a lightning cloud inside the storm to impress the emperor with their power. But suddenly, things get out of control. The cloud grows bigger, and Taiyan looks confused. He's not controlling what's happening. Then the palace's dragon statue starts moving. It transforms into a real dragon, terrifying everyone inside. The fire sorceress tells Taiyan they need to escape immediately, but she doesn't make it. The dragon blasts her with fire and burns her. Yuchi rushes out with his sword to protect the emperor. The emperor laughs, thinking it's all a trick to show off their skills. But when he sees the dragon eating another desert warrior, he realizes it's real, and they really died. As they're all stunned, the dragon suddenly flies up and smashes the palace roof. At that moment, Yuchi realizes Taiyan has also disappeared. He rushes past the guards to find the emperor and then speeds off chasing the dragon. Suddenly, one of the guards kills his own teammate, and when Yuchi stops him, he's shocked to see it's a clone of himself. The clone escapes, leaving Yuchi frozen in disbelief. Right then, kingdom guards arrive and arrest Yuchi for killing the guard. When the emperor hears about this, he orders his assistant to warn the entire kingdom and get the message to Renji fast. Renji is shocked when he hears the news. He tells his assistant to visit Master Yuan at the old temple, the only one who can help them. He gives him a note with a symbol to give to the guard, asking him to request Master Yuan's help to fight the evil desert warriors. To get the assistant out of the kingdom without the desert warriors noticing, Renji and his team come up with a clever plan. A group of soldiers lure the wind sorcerers away by pretending to go after Renji, while the assistant sneaks out on a fast horse. The plan works. Meanwhile, Moon is chasing the wind sorcerers, who were pursuing Renji's assistants. Suddenly, dense smoke fills the kingdom, and the wind sorcerers appear in their true forms, attacking Moon. At first, Moon tries to escape, but the sorcerers use their powers to gather into a single demon form and continue hunting her. Moon throws a black cloth to blind the demon and lunges at it with a knife, only to be shocked when the demon turns out to be the queen. The queen suddenly stabs Moon in the stomach. Moon tries to fight back, but the queen is too strong and almost kills her. Moon uses magic to escape and whistles for her horse to distract the queen. Her horse appears, and Moon manages to flee, but she faints from her serious injury. Luckily, Renji's assistant finds her before leaving the kingdom and rushes her to safety. Meanwhile, the wind sorcerers start casting spells on the kingdom's people, wiping their memories after what they witnessed. Elsewhere, Renji's assistants investigate the palace incident. They realize the dragon's head that turned alive and spread fire might have been a trick. Surprisingly, when they search the king's throne, they actually find the dragon's head hidden inside. They ask the guard to arrange a meeting with Yuchi in prison, but he refuses. Only Renji is allowed to see him. One of the assistants turns out to be Renji in disguise. They all head to the prison to meet Yuchi, who's shocked to learn that Tan, the kingdom's advisor, has been hiding there all along. Renji tells him everything that happened since their last greeting. They take Yuchi to the place where the clone killed the guards and discover that after killing the desert warriors, the dragon fled the kingdom. Renji decides to check the emperor's carriage for clues and is shocked to find Tan's dead body hidden underneath. They realize the emperor is now in danger. After hearing about the queen's plan to take the spear, Yuchi confirms that the wind sorcerers control her. He decides to bring them to the prison the queen visited and is shocked to find she's really there, talking to an unknown person. The biggest shock? The queen giving orders is actually a clone created by the wind sorcerers after hypnotizing the real queen, who is actually locked away in that prison. Renji learns that the wind sorcerers' leader escaped prison by using the queen's authority. Meanwhile, Renji's assistant reaches the temple but only finds some stone artifacts. Confused, he suddenly encounters a giant white gorilla. Before he can scream, the gorilla puts a finger on his mouth and sends him into another world. There, the assistant finds himself face to face with a talking fish that enters his mind to allow him to speak with Master Yuan. After a while, the fish tells him he's not ready to meet the master yet. He needs to learn magic better first. Suddenly, the assistant snaps out of the trance and finds himself thrown onto the back of the gorilla, which tosses him in front of the temple. The gorilla leaves him a message and walks away. Meanwhile, Renji brings the queen to the palace after rescuing her and decides to hide both her and the emperor to keep them safe. Just then, the assistant arrives and gives Renji the message the white gorilla left. When Renji reads it, he realizes Master Yuan wrote a spell warning him to be very careful because the wind sorcerers. The wind sorcerers are gearing up for revenge and taking control of the kingdom. Renji decides to use the dragon spear to defend the kingdom. While he's thinking, the queen appears and tries to lure him to give up the spear. But Renji senses her with the spear's power. It turns out she's the fire sorceress, who knows their reign is ending soon. She uses her magic to escape the palace, and smoke fills the place. The soldiers prepare to face the wind sorcerers, who are definitely on their way. Suddenly, a giant creature appears and attacks. The soldiers fight with all their might, but nothing seems to affect it. Then Renji comes out. As soon as he sees the creature, he reads the spell Master Yuan gave him. Surprisingly, trees start growing from the ground, breaking the creature's magic and making it vanish. But then the wind sorcerers appear from everywhere, attacking the soldiers and killing many of them. Renji fights them off and orders his assistant to sound the alarm to warn all the kingdom's tribes that danger is near. Right then, the wind sorcerer's leader shows up and uses magic to control the soldiers' minds. He tricks them into thinking the incoming reinforcements are evil creatures, so they attack each other. Many soldiers die because of the leader's spell. Seeing this, Renji quickly grabs the dragon spear and uses its power to bring the soldiers back to their senses. Meanwhile, the fire sorceress sneaks into the room where the emperor and queen are to kill them. But she's shocked to find they're fake, with two soldiers standing in for them. She tries to run, but Yuchi appears and traps her in a snare, capturing her. Outside the palace, Renji talks to the wind sorcerer's leader and asks him to surrender. The leader laughs and orders the desert warriors to attack, throwing poisonous gas to kill everyone and take over the kingdom. The soldiers try to fight back, but the leader manages to control Renji, tying him up in midair. He then uses his secret weapon to summon a giant creature and turns the monster soldiers into his minions, all attacking the kingdom's guards. Renji's assistant grabs the dragon spear before it falls into the leader's hands and tries to escape the chaos unharmed. The giant creature holds Renji like a bird, about to kill him. Just then, Yuchi appears and rescues him. The battle continues between them and the leader's monsters until the assistant throws the spear to Yuchi to fight with. Unfortunately, Yuchi can't catch it, and the spear falls into the hands of the Wind Sorcerer's leader. With it, he can control the entire Chinese kingdom. The monsters attack the assistant to kill him, but Moon appears, kills them, and saves him. Before the leader can destroy the rest of the kingdom's soldiers, the white gorilla suddenly appears and snatches the spear from him. We learn then that Master Yuan sent his son to help Detective Renji and save the kingdom from evil. But the leader uses his secret weapon again, sending the giant creature and his monsters to attack the gorilla. A fierce battle breaks out. The white gorilla is incredibly powerful and defeats all the monsters. But the giant creature releases tiny poisonous creatures from its mouth to try to kill the gorilla. Master Yuan's son uses his secret power to control the poison and directs it back at the giant creature. The creature gets angry, throwing terrifying eyes that trap him from all sides. They both attack the giant creature with their hands to kill it. Suddenly, the gorilla appears above the giant creature and screams so loudly the giant's head explodes from the force. After that, the leader of the Wind Sorcerers is left alive and talks to Master Yuan's son. He tells him everything he's doing is pointless. But the leader suddenly attacks, not knowing how powerful Master Yuan's son is. He throws him out of the palace. The leader gets up and uses his magic weapon to lock Master Yuan's face in an iron cage. Everyone is shocked. The leader laughs and says he got the weapon from hell itself to defeat him. Suddenly, the leader's face is also covered in iron, and he falls to the ground. Master Yuan's son reads a spell that locks the iron cage on the leader's face. After a few moments, the iron disappears. He then uses the spear's power to destroy the iron. The Wind Sorcerer's leader kneels before Master Yuan's son, along with all the kingdom's soldiers, after he defeated the evil desert warriors. Master Yuan's son then returns the dragon spear to Detective Renji, bowing before him. The emperor, hearing the kingdom's bells ring, knows the evil power has been defeated and takes his queen back to the palace.